light, back, Thor's hammer, boom, boom. And that's the video. Let's do it. So today I'm doing a commercial for the Mini V-Mount Battery by SmallRig. Whenever I'm looking at a product or anything and I'm trying to create a commercial, the way that I conceptualize and have creative ideas is I really do build it off of motion and sound and base it around the product. So electricity, battery, charging, now I'm thinking of lightning, and lightning, what am I thinking of? Like Thor. And so I thought it'd be cool to do something similar to how I did the one-shot, quote unquote, one-shot take for them with the other video that I did right here. What I wanted to do is I was thinking I'd reach up like I'm calling for the hammer or the battery, right? And then boom, we turn on this top light, I grab it, and then we drop down, and then I'm gonna throw it, and I'm gonna throw it at the camera. It's gonna rotate, explode open, there's the battery, and then I'm gonna suck the battery back, and then we're gonna do our product shot, boom, backlights turn on. So essentially to do all this is you have to think about where your cuts and breaks are gonna be. This is gonna be super important. Plan it out in your head of how you're gonna shoot it, because those are where you can like break and fix your mistakes. Everything else can be fixed in post. But so for example, I'm gonna reach up, boom, pause, then we can go on to the next shot, because we can go pause, that's one shot. Now dropping back down and throwing, that's another shot. So we're doing this all on the Canon R5 with a 50mm, and then we're gonna do it with the 35 so that we can match those in post to really have that effect of it going boom and exploding out. What I recommend when doing this is to do the whole action. So for example, I'm gonna reach up like this, drop down and throw, pretend to catch, do the whole action with it, then do it with the box, and then do it, for example, with the battery, because you can cut between those as long as you have that movement, and you can always hide things in post, which is amazing. But I'm gonna show you guys how to do everything else. But remember, when building a product video or commercial or anything creativity-wise, think about the product, what it represents, and then start thinking about how you can create those cool concepts. This is a long-winded example. Sell this idea, it's not only about the concept that you come up with, but the lighting is gonna be really key. And to create this like kind of beam effect of our box appearing, I'm using the Forza 60C by Nanlite, and then I need to have haze to show that beam. So I'm gonna be hazing it with my PMI Smoke Genie, boom like that, boom, I can turn it on with the app, and now you can see we got a really cool beam for when I reach up, like that, which is awesome. But now let's talk about the rest of our lighting. So let's jump on over here. I'm using the Nanlite 720B, and we have a glow diffusion box, and we're shooting this into this nice soft diffusion Savage translume roll. And this is my key light, and this is gonna be lighting the beautiful part of me where you can see if we go over here. This is the nice soft light that's hitting right here. Obviously we have our BTS light on right now, so you can see everything. And then for our fill side, all we're doing is having a bounce. And the reason for this is I don't want too much light in here, because we're trying to really hide that background back there, besides our Pavo tube that we have by Nanlite back there, which is this right here. And I'm controlling it with the app, because eventually we're gonna wanna change it over to blue for our ending shot, because that is Nanlite's colors. So I can just go like that, and it will be blue, which is really cool. So again, like setting up these lights, we have 1, then our backlight 2, and our last light 3, which is our beam light, and that's it. And they're all by Nanlite, obviously. And so this is what creates these cool things. You have to really think about where you're placing your lights. But the beautiful thing about this, and most things that I set up, is once I set up the lights, we don't really have to adjust them at all for the whole entire scene. And that's what makes this amazing and perfect. This is our setup. It's actually gonna stay relatively the same for the entire thing, because it makes it a lot easier for when we're doing this whole action. So we have it right now R5 on a 50 to get our tight shots. And what we're doing for the beginning, when I raise up, we're gonna tilt up, then we're gonna pause, switch to the box, and then tilt down with the box, push in, and then push out. So we're just following the action that's on camera. We have to do it quite a few times. Once we get it where we like it, then we do it without the box in my hand, because eventually the box is gonna have to be let go. So we need to have those 2 shots to match. And we try to stay in the exact same position and stay very secure. And that's essentially all we need to do for this beautiful, beautiful film. It's gonna be very complicated to edit. But if you guys wanna learn how I edit this, I will have it in my product video course where you can learn it, because that's gonna be like an hour-long tutorial. And I just don't post those things on YouTube. But come join it if you want. It's pretty dope.
Say that one more time.
It's pretty dope.
No.
Come join it if you want. It's pretty dope.
Sure. All right.
Is that not what you wanted, Alex? Am I not good enough for
Sincere.
you?
More sincere.
Come join it if you want. It's pretty dope. Is that more sincere?
Yeah.
I was trying to do Puss in Boots eyes. Did I do it?
I saw something. Shimmer. I saw the
Did it
eyes.
make you want to buy it?
It did.
Cool, that's all that matters. Now we're getting our ending hero shot, and all we need to do for this is we just brought the lights in closer, and then we're controlling all of our lights on the app. So I can switch this, I had it on CCT like this, and then all of a sudden we're gonna change it to HSI as I place, so that as we place, boom, everything changes because the battery is drawing in all the power. And then we turn on these 2 background lights that Alex is controlling, that we built this wall back in the day. I'm gonna place this, then he turns those on, so it's boom, right? And it's gonna look a little something like this. What we're doing now is I'm setting up the slider, the Edelkrone slider with the head 1, so that we can rotate the products while they're moving forward. They're gonna be spinning top to bottom instead of typically like this. I've done this before in a few other shots, but not in this video, but obviously in other videos. My chili pepper video, if you guys want to check that one out, that one's a cool one, how to film a hot sauce commercial. Nobody's watching it, but I think it's a cool one, so, you know, check it out. What I'm doing now is I've set up the rig so that when this thing is flying forward, because we're throwing it and we're doing the whole Thor's hammer where it comes towards the camera and then goes back, what I'm doing now is shooting the parts separately, so the box and the battery for these. And really what you want to do is you want to mimic the movement of what that movement is if you throw it forward with magic, I guess you could say, and then backwards. And so you just have to think about that. And instead of using a green screen, I like to rotoscope because it seems to always look better to me, because it's an exact same environment with the exact same lighting. And so it just has a little bit more realism to it. Takes a little bit longer in post, and sometimes doesn't work too well cutting it out, but the color and the lighting matches very accurately. And that's why I like doing it with rotoscoping. So we're just gonna film it, and then in post, I'm just gonna remove all that. And then the one where I'm throwing with no hand, we're gonna place the battery in there and go kind of thing. So that's it. Here's Johnny. All right, so what we're gonna be doing now is I've taken my Bowie knife, because it's not a prop. This is actually used on my Western film. I kept this. It's a real knife. But nevertheless, I lost my X-Acto knife or razor blade, and so we had to use that. So the next idea is I cut this into a lightning bolt shape, and so when the thing's flipping, it's gonna break apart. We're gonna shoot at 300 frames, because why not? And then from there, hopefully it works. If it doesn't, then we'll just, you know, change. There's always ways to fix it in post, but we're just gonna take some string and go. So now I have to figure out how I'm gonna set this up so that it sits. We actually do probably have to cut off this part right here so that it actually slides in place. All right, guys, that is it for this tutorial. All right, guys, that is it for this tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please like, share, subscribe, or whatever. I don't care anymore. I've given up on all of you. Good night.
Can't say that.